Imagine unlocking the power of the universe. Imagine creating a weapon capable of ending all wars and ending the world at the same time. Imagine becoming a hero only to spend the rest of your life drowning in guilt, regret, and fear of your own creation. This is not a story about war. This is the story of J. Robert Oppenheimer, the man who split the atom and shattered himself. Before he became the father of the atomic bomb, Oppenheimer was something far simpler, a quiet, fragile soul who lived inside his own mind. He was not built for war. He was not a soldier, not a politician, not a man of destruction. He was a dreamer, a thinker, a scientist who saw beauty in equations, poetry in physics, and meaning in the chaos of the cosmos. And yet, this gentle, intellectual man would become responsible for the most devastating force ever unleashed by human hands. Oppenheimer was born in 1904 into a world full of expectations. But from an early age, he was different, physically weak, emotionally sensitive, and endlessly curious. His health was fragile. His body often failed him. But his mind was unstoppable. While other children played outside, Robert dove into science books, into minerals and chemistry, into mathematics and literature. He devoured knowledge at a pace that frightened even his teachers. He often walked alone for hours, thinking deeply about the universe, reciting poetry in multiple languages, solving problems no one asked him to solve. He had no idea that these quiet walks would one day put him on a collision course with the destiny of the world. As a young man, Oppenheimer wasn't content with simply understanding physics. He wanted to understand existence. Quantum mechanics, relativity, the structure of atoms, these were not subjects to him. They were living mysteries, waiting to be unraveled. He didn't sleep much. He barely ate. He drowned himself in equations until reality blurred. But genius comes at a price. And the deeper Oppenheimer went into the universe's secrets, the more isolated he became. By the 1930s, Oppenheimer was becoming a legend among physicists. He taught quantum mechanics with poetry. He explained the most difficult concepts in ways that felt almost spiritual. Students adored him. Colleagues admired him. He was building a reputation, not just as a scientist, but as a thinker unlike any other. But far away from the lecture halls, dark forces were rising. A new threat was emerging, and it would pull Oppenheimer into the greatest moral dilemma in human history. World War II erupted with terrifying speed. Nazi Germany advanced across Europe like a storm. Japan expanded across Asia. The world was falling apart. And scientists knew something even more terrifying. The Nazis were trying to unlock nuclear power. A race began. A race for survival. A race for the future of humanity. The United States launched a top-secret mission, the Manhattan Project. A project so massive, so ambitious, so dangerous, that failure meant losing the world to the Nazis. Oppenheimer, the quiet academic, was chosen to lead it. Why him? Because he understood not only the physics, but the minds of the scientists who would build the bomb. In the middle of the desert, Oppenheimer helped build an entire city. A secret city of thousands of scientists, engineers, soldiers, and families. Here, the world's greatest minds worked side by side. Einstein, Bohr, Fermi, Teller. All racing to unlock the same terrifying secret: how to split the atom. Oppenheimer wasn't building a weapon. He believed he was building an end to war itself. But as the designs became real, as calculations grew precise, as the bomb neared completion, he began to feel a weight pressing on his soul. A weight heavier than the physics he loved. On July 16, 1945, before dawn, the world changed forever. Scientists gathered in silence. Oppenheimer stood among them, nervous, exhausted, terrified. At exactly 5:29 a.m., the desert exploded into a new sun. In that moment, Oppenheimer whispered a line from the Bhagavad Gita. "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." We will not show the horrors, but history cannot ignore them. The atomic bomb ended the war, but at a human cost beyond comprehension. Oppenheimer had ended World War II and created a shadow that would follow humanity forever. After the war, Oppenheimer became a national hero. But inside, he was breaking. He saw the bomb not as a triumph, but as a warning. He spoke out against nuclear weapons. And for that, powerful enemies turned against him. He was stripped of his security clearance, humiliated, cast out, not because he was wrong, but because he dared to question the weapon he helped create. In his final years, Oppenheimer lived in quiet reflection. A brilliant man, haunted by the greatest moral burden of the century. What Oppenheimer teaches us is simple. Genius is powerful, but wisdom is necessary. Science can save the world or destroy it. And the responsibility lies not only in what we create, but in what we allow. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, leave a like, comment who you want next, and subscribe for more cinematic history stories.